Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to TechWave. Here are 6 game-changing inventions that we use every day and don't realize it. Number 6, bicycles. Today, we think of bikes as a major source of transportation, but they started out as a trendy fashion statement. That's why some critics were skeptical when they'd stick around bikes had a rapid rise. On August 20th, 1890, the Washington Post called bicycling a hot fad for fancy ladies, and not just for the bleach-haired music hall type anymore. Read hipsters. The craze was driven by improved technology. A big-wheeled bikes became closer to the ones we use today. The bicycle's growth was so rapid that on February 29th, 1896, the Washington Post called bicycling the national sport, but then the fad faded. On August 17, 1902, the Post called bicycling a passing fancy, and experts declared the popularity of the wheel is doomed. Critics thought bikes were unsafe, impossible to improve, and ultimately impractical for everyday use. On December 31st, 1906, the New York Sun rendered its verdict. As a fad, cycling is dead, and few individuals now ride for all the good they claimed to see in the pastime when it was fashion.
Hell no! As soon as they caught Dave, I knew they'd stop.
Number 5, automobiles. In 1902, the New York Times called the automobile impractical, and they had a few good reasons why. In the wake of the bike fad of the 1980s, reporters and analysts were wary of the next big thing in transportation. As one critic put it, the Times complained that the price of cars will never be sufficiently low to make them as widely popular as they were bicycles. It didn't help that some of the early proposals for an auto-centric transportation system were outlandish. In 1902, the Steel Roads Committee of the Automobile Club of America was angling for a steel highway system. Bizarre proposals like that made it harder to believe the car would ever make it big, but it did. Once Henry Ford perfected the mass production of automobiles, the price came down and cars took off, eventually becoming the most dominant form of transportation.
Belching smoke, the thing careened off, out-snorting and out-rearing the most rambunctious stallion. Chauffeurs of the period studying how to drive step by step from a...
Number 4, liquid nail polish. In 1917, Q-Tex invented the closest thing to modern mass-market liquid nail polish, but it took a while for nail polish to hit the mainstream. In 1927, the New York Times reported on it as a London fad, and the year before, writer Viola Paris took to the pages of Vogue to access a new invention. There seems to be some doubt, she wrote, in the minds of a great many women as to whether nail polish is in any way harmful or at least not so good for the nails as the powder or paste polish. As late as March 31st, 1932, the Atlanta Daily World questioned how long colored fingernails could possibly stick around. Dame Fashion, whimsical and wayward as the wind, the paper snark, has so many strange and unique fads that her latest vagary, that of tinting the fingernails, has become quite popular. Number 3, cheeseburgers. Most sources credit Lionel Sternberger with inventing the cheeseburger in 1934, though there's a lot of debate. Regardless of who came up with it, the notion of beef and cheese was initially regarded as a crazy California novelty rather than as a revelation. The first time the New York Times wrote about the cheeseburgers in 1938, they ranked the burgers as a Californian eccentricity, putting them third in the list with nut burgers, pork burgers, and turkey burgers. In the end, plenty of people agreed that the cheeseburger was sound gastronomically, and once fast food chains like McDonald's included it on their menus, it was guaranteed a place on the American plate. Number 2, answering machines. It didn't take long for people to see how answering machines could be useful, but when they were first introduced, it seemed like the telephone companies would squash them in favor of their own hardware and services. In 1973, a story about the burgeoning voicemail phenomenon noted that answering machines weren't even allowed in most homes. Robert Howard, a spokesman for the New York Telephone Company, claimed that illegally installed machines had posed a hazard to line repairmen. Since the 1940s, most companies had banned them, and AT&T said there is no need for the device. Number 1, laptops. In 1985, the New York Times reported on the tragic demise of a once promising trend, laptops. The newspaper said were on their way out. From now on, airplane tray tables would hold beers and cocktails instead of computers. The Times doubted the potential of laptop technology, and with good reason. They were heavy, pricey, and had poor battery life, all of which made it hard to imagine them becoming mainstream. Laptops took a few more years to become practical, but technology improved enough that the laptop became lighter, more durable, and easier to use. This brings us to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, leave a like on the video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.